Hi Intune friends, in today's video we're going to install Slack, which is sort of a chat program usually used for enterprises. You can do a lot with that. And we're going to use a new format called MSIX. And we're also going to do settings with ADMX templates and how to use that in Intune. So we're going to speak a lot more about that later in this video. Let's start with a quiz. So this MSIX format, where are those installed apps stored? So I give you 5 alternatives. The first one, C program files, Windows app. Second, C program files. Third, program data. Fourth, program files and then parentheses x86, or C Windows apps. So gonna show the results soon. Just going to speak about MSIX. So we have done a lot of videos with MSI, the old format. The new format, MSIX, is not that new. It was introduced in 2018 and I'm recording this in 2024. So 6 years it's been around. What's so good with that? Well, wherever this app is stored, one of these 5 locations, it stores everything, a bit like how macOS do when they do a .app. You have all files in one place. So when you uninstall it, it's only there. So if it needs the registry or other places, it virtualizes it, but it's still in the same place. So you know when you install old apps, so for example, see here, sometimes they put files under, if you go program files, common files, you have files here, for example, Adobe. So if you uninstall Acrobat, well, you're going to find some stuff here. Well, now this one was empty, but you know what I mean. Color, maybe there's some stuff here. And it creating registry, maybe put the DLL under Windows System 32. So it put everywhere. Here it's in only one place. So let's see, where is this place? And we look the answer. It is under C program files, Windows apps. So when we install an MSIX, which we're going to do here, it's going to arrive here, and it's going to be Slack in this case. So let's start by that. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to do settings too. And it's extremely simple to install MSIX apps. So, well, let's go to it and you'll see. So first we need to download. So we ask download Slack. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I'm on Bing. We'll see. That should work. Yeah, that's the link I wanted. Slack.com downloads for Windows, because we're on Windows. And here you see we have Slack for Windows. We have the exe file, who probably have an MSI in it. But we also have the .msix, or we can get that one from the store also, which is very similar. But we take this, I definitely want to keep this file here. So here we could double click on this one and just install it. So I'll just click on this and show you how it looks. First of all, it's going to say here that, hey, this internet application can be harmful, because it noticed that we download that. So I'm going to show you how you get rid of that message also. But if we click install, it just installs. So that's pretty easy. But we're going to install this with Intune, of course. So if I do properties here, so I'm just going to, you see, this file came from another computer, well, internet, and might be blocked to help protect. So if we click unblock here and click OK, now when I run this, we're not going to get this little message down here. But I don't want to install it this way. I want to install it with Intune. So now we have the file, and here comes the very easy part. So if we go into Intune, so intune.microsoft.com, and then we go to apps, and this is going to be Windows apps. So let's click on Windows, and we have some apps from previous videos. Now let's click on add, and what type is this? So we're going to choose a line of business apps. If we click here on line of business app, you see here it's certain formats, and ours is this one, .msix. That's the one we have. So we select this one, and it's nearly nothing to choose. So first it's going to ask for the file. Well, our file is in the download, so I'm going to go to the download folder. There it is, Slack. And we don't know which version it is. It is the latest. So I'm going to look a bit at this file before we continue here. But it's basically just click OK and next. But we come back to that. I just wanted to look a bit at this file. So we go back to download. So we can't tell, if I just take properties here, it's not going to give us anything details here. So which version is this? But if we right click on it, and let's hope I have 7-zip on this one. I do. It doesn't have to be 7-zip. Can do with the built-in in Windows. I'm going to extract this one to Slack. And so we can see what's in this MSIX file. So we have several things. We can start with the app, the most important. And you remember what I mentioned? It have all the files. So if we look for slack.exe, here is the file. And here we could potentially see which version we got also. But there are other ways to see this. If we click details, oh, we are 4.41.98. That's the latest. It's Thanksgiving today, by the way, 2024. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone in the US, even though this will be released after that. So here are all the files needed. App metadata, nothing interesting. Assets, there are just some icons. If we change the view here and extra large icons, so it's basically all these. And Slack, here are some XML files. We have the app manifest one. If I double click that, it will open in Edge. That works fine with for XML files. So here we can again see the version. We can also see the architecture. It's for 64-bit. MSIX can support ARM and a lot of other. We see the name, the languages supported. We see some more interesting stuff, such as it's going to add the firewall rules. So we're going to see that later once it have installed. It's going to add two, pretty aggressive I would say. It says allow everything in and out on all profiles. So there is usually 3 profiles. But okay, let's go back to our package that we're uploading. So we click OK here. And here we can change description and everything. Category, I'm going to put that as collaboration. Slack, I don't put any version. It's going to take the latest, well, the one who is in there, but it's going to auto update also. Notes, I'm going to put myself here because I'm the packager, John Brents, and I'm going to put the date. So we say 28 November 2024. And we need an image. I don't have any Slack image, but maybe we can use one of those images that we had when we extracted it. So I'm going to go under assets and let's see if we have a nice image here. This is not usually how I get them, but why not? I'll just take one. It's maybe not the best, but it will work for me. Okay, then we go next. Scope tags. I'm not using scope tags, and if you're not, you bypass that. So you see, compared to when you do a Win32 app, there is nothing else to do. This is just, okay, you upload the file, it's going to take care of everything else. I'm going to add it to all devices. That's lazy. Oh, actually, let's not do that. I have a group for all my Windows. I could do it though. GBN, all GBN Windows devices. Perfect. Let's select those. I'm not going to install in user context. You could, but I want, if someone else joined this machine, it go on device context. You can definitely use it as a user context, but I want it as a device one. And other than that, just go next and create. And we are done. So now this is going to deploy. The second part I promised was to do settings for Slack. Just before that, I'm just going to show a bit more what you can do with Slack MSIX, how you install that manually. So we're going to open up PowerShell. Let's start the PowerShell ISE and check some commands. We can start it as admin. Not sure it's really needed, but when you have the permission, why not do it? Yeah, actually, could have started a normal one. We will just run some commands here. We can even stop that one. So the MSI file we had, we could have installed that from a script also. Add, it's called add AppX package, yes. And then you can just put the path to the MSI file. So we can actually do a get help on this one. So it's going to explain that. Yeah, I never downloaded it, so we're gonna get it. So what I'm meaning with that is, if you, for example, wanted to add some settings at the same time, not only install it, and you really wanted it in the script, you could package this as a Win32 app. A lot more problem, I would say. It's pretty smooth what we just did in the console. But if you really want to do something before in the script, then you could run add-appx package, run your MSIX file, and then in the script, add some registry key and stuff. And I just said that all the registry keys are in C program files, Windows apps, right? Yes, but you can put outside also if you want manually, but the app itself is not going to do it. Okay, that took some time. So you basically put, let's see, examples are usually better. They don't have examples, or it's because I didn't ask for it. Let's do examples. So you have let's say we have that's a bundle. Can we have one who have exactly what we had? Yes, here. So you add a package, you put the path where it is. So here // means it's in the same folder as we're running. And you might have a dependency package, then you put, normally you don't need that. That's only if you have a dependency. So that would install it. So pretty easy to do that. And then you could do in your script to do other stuff. Since we are here, I will do a clear host, I think it is. Yes, clear host. Could do a CLS also. It's an alias to clear host. But we also have get. If we just want to see what we already have, appx, and then packages. So here we can see all that is installed on this system, and a lot, because most are probably from Microsoft. We can do a pipe to this one and do where object, no, we can do select object. Select object, and we're going to select which object. We can select this name here, so we only see the name. And you see here, Slack seems to have installed. Let's put name here so we see all the apps. So yes, Slack desktop have been installed. That was fast. And let's see if we have something who's not Microsoft installed. No, it's probably, maybe we have del command. No, this is a virtual machine, so it shouldn't really be there. Now it seems to be, we have Clipchamp, which is a Microsoft one. Oh, Zoom Music, it's still there? Really? The Zoom was the iPod contender back in the days. Never became a hit. Never had one. Okay, so it looks like the Slack have been installed. Yes, so it have installed successfully. If you want to know some more about this one, we could do, instead of select object, we could do where object, and let's see, where object name is, let's put, let's put like, and then Slack, and see if it finds only ours. It doesn't. Okay, let's put it equal, and since we see it here, let's copy that name, com.tinyspec. I didn't know it was that name. If we paste it here, we should get only that one. Yes. So here we see the version. Stuff that we already have seen, you remember, in the XML file, in the bundle, in the manifest. So here we see the architecture, 64-bit, the version, where it's installed. And you remember the quiz, C program files, Windows apps. So I don't remember, we didn't go through the answers so much. If we go back to the question, I don't know if that's important actually. There. One option was C program files. I guess if you choose program files, you were partly right? Because it's on the C program files, but Windows apps. So that number one was the correct one. Program data, it's exactly what it says. It's data about the program, but not the program itself. x86, that's for 32 apps. And this one just simply doesn't exist. I hope so. Let me check. So I don't say something that's not wrong. Maybe there is one there. I don't think so. No, there is none under Windows. So that was just going through the correct answers for that one, since we saw that this one is indeed here, and then it's here with the version and everything. It is it's non-removable. Well, false. You can remove it. Here's the publisher ID. It's the same one as we see here at the end. And the app is installed. So I think we can leave the installation part and go to the settings part. Because now, if I start Slack, it's going to be just the vanilla Slack. Maybe I want to have some pre-settings. For example, here you need to put in where you want to log in. I want it to be set directly to my workspace. So we're going to do this. I'm closing this one. And next time we start it, hopefully we have settings. How do you close this one? File, quit Slack. Okay, so the settings, we're going to use something called ADMX file. It comes from Group Policies, the on-prem non-cloud version, and now you're thinking, hey, why would we add something so old like that? Well, it still works even if you are on the Entra ID or Cloud Only Azure AD it was called before. So if we look registry, I'll open that as admin too. I'm not going to change anything. So not under here. I'll close everything. So if we go under HK local machine and then software, and not Microsoft, you're going to find you always have policies. And policies come from old group policies, and they still work. They're just registry value. So I have one for Adobe here, Adobe Acrobat, and it totally works, but it's been done not by domain controller group policy. It just adds some value. So we're going to add through ADMX. We will upload that to Intune. We're going to set our settings, deploy it to the machines, and it's going to show up on the policies here. Hopefully a Slack with the settings that we have set so they apply. I don't know if I explained that so good, but let's start with that. So first of all, we need the ADMX file for Slack. So I'm going to go to Google this time. And let's see, download Slack ADMX templates. Perfect, even better. The X, you notice a pattern here. They were called ADM when the group policy came. That was with the Windows 2000. And then it was ADM. Then when they did them better, then it became an X, like MSIX and MSI. Let's see here if one of these works. I open a new tab. Download. Overview, accept these cookies. These are the installer. See if they add anything. ADMX. You know what? I'm going to search on the page. Can be policies also. No, I think I got a bad link. Let's open this one if I can. Manage. This looks good. Support settings, yes, this is what we want. Group policy, yes, group policy object template. Here is the link. So I'm going to click on that. That's going to download the ADMX file. Just going to show you which settings. There are not that many. Enable automatic updates. I want that, but that's already enabled by default, so not really needed. What I'm interested in this one, default sign-in team. I don't want people have to type in my organization. I want that to already be there. So let's download this one. Perfect, exactly this file. Did it download? Yep. So it says GPO. It's not going to be really GPO. So I'm going to extract this one as well. I'm going to use the Windows one here. Show extract. So we have an ADMX file. Well, we can open that one in Notepad and you're going to see it's sort of a XML format. No, I'm fine with this one. And here are all the settings. But we don't really care right now. But it's probably going to show somewhere where that match in the registry. Do I have to scroll here? Yep. Software policies. Remember we were there. And then Slack defaults. So we don't have to care about that. We're going to see all that in the Intune console anyway. Okay, and we have only one language, and they are called ADM, administrative, and then language. And we have only English, which is totally fine for me. So we have the files that we need. I think we can go to Intune now. Yes. So we go here. So this was the package we did. Now we want to do the settings. And I like to separate the application from the settings, because if you want to change the settings, you don't want to have to redeploy the app again. So we are still in intune.microsoft.com. We go devices. We can go Windows by platform, and it's going to be a configuration. So we have a few from previous videos. Let's create a new one, a new policy, platform, Windows 10 and later, always the same. And let's go templates here. So here would be easy to go administrative templates, because that's what we're doing. But those are going to be the built-in one, nearly only Microsoft. You have a few Google in this one. We actually have to scroll down a bit more. And here it says imported administrative templates in preview. But before we do that, we must import our ADMX file. So where do we do that? Well, we leave this one. Yes. You see, next to policies, we have import ADMX. Exactly what we just downloaded. So click here. I have already uploaded, it looks like 3, Mozilla, Firefox, and Dell Command Update. And then I have tried to delete the Firefox one twice, and that failed. Why does that matter? Well, there is a limit. Each of these ADMX files can only be 1 megabyte, but you see it's text only, so they can be huge. But you can only have 20 in here. And since I have a problem to remove, I'm sure there is an easy way to remove. But be careful, you can have only 20, so don't upload stuff that you don't need. 20 is still pretty much. I think it's more than most need, but still remember that limit of 20. So I'm going to import, well, I guess that would be my fort. So we need an ADMX file with all the settings. We need the language. You can only have one, and I only have one, so that works for me. So browse. It was under my download, the Slack GPU here. There is the ADM file. Perfect. Then the ADML for language. It's just one folder down, slack.adml. Perfect. And it doesn't give me any option. It's English. So we can go next here, review, create. This can take a little time, even though I see it here, but it says upload in progress. So I'm going to refresh here. If it takes too long time, I'm going to pause the video and come back for you when it's done. So back and upload failed. So if we click on this, it's referencing another one that it's need. Please upload this one first. So it looks like we might need to upload one more ADMX file. And we can download it, but you probably already have it on your system. The one we need is windows.admx. And you see it's one of the bigger ones. If you don't have it, you can search for it and download it. But normally if you go here on your machine, on a normal Windows machine, see Windows policy definition, and you have it. I'm going to copy this one in case our upload want to know that path. So before we can upload this again, we need to upload the Windows one. So I'm going to go and give this path, and then we need to find a good one. We could nearly do it by size. Windows. Why I'm not seeing it? Windows ADMX. There it is. So we upload that one. And we need the language also. But luckily, that's just one folder below. So same path, but ENUS for me. And we have the name Windows. So it's this one here. You can see the date is a bit different also. A bit newer. Okay, so let's upload this one. Let's see if that one failed also. Upload in progress. Do I dare to refresh? If not, we're going to be in the link that this one needs another one, needs another one. But I think we should be good now. That one was pretty big for being an ADMX file. Remember, the limit was 1 megabyte, and this one was 31 kilobytes. So you can, if you, well, you see the Defender one is pretty big, but still far away from being 1 megabyte. You could merge a lot of ADMX into one. Not really recommended, but if you reach the limit of 20 files. If I refresh now, that one worked, available, perfect. So now let's retry and run our Slack one. So back to the Slack one, and I put that in my download, Slack GPO here, ADMX file. Already check that the name is unique. Well, I hope it's still gonna let me do this. We'll see. Maybe it will fail. Let's go next and create. So now we have upload in progress. See if we get the same error or if it have accepted now because we have the Windows ADMX file. Takes longer time before it fail. If it fail, I hope it doesn't fail with the same message. Taking longer time, good sign. Because I stopped the video before, but it failed very quickly. Maybe now I have to stop and come back when it's finished, but now it looks a bit better. Okay, I refreshed and it is now here. Excellent. So yes, it seems sometimes you need dependency, and for Slack we needed to install or upload Windows also. So now we have them here, but we can't use them unless we do a policy. So let's create the policy. We go back, new policy, like last time, and the Windows 10 or later, templates, and again, not administrative templates. We're going to go to imported administrative templates. Let's see something. Yep. And it's in preview. That's safe. It's been in preview for months. So what do we call this? I'll call it Slack settings for GBN. And I'll keep that as description also, such as default workplace space. Maybe it is workspace. And then here we come to the fun part. So I get all the ADMX. I have uploaded Del Command Update and Mozilla Firefox previously, but I want this one. So there are two settings for Slack, the defaults, which means that the user can change it, and the hardcore one. I think I'm actually going for defaults. They can change it if they want. So I think it is the client environment. Let's see. I should have checked this before, right? Release candidate, download path. No, it's this one I want, the default sign-in team, and that you doesn't have here as default. Well, if I wanted something like download path, or if I wanted to disable hardware acceleration, but I want people to be able to change it, then I do the defaults. If I want them not to have this option, I do here. I'm actually gonna do one of each. So definitely the one I want is default sign-in team. That's where when they start it, they get the login. I want them to get the login to mine. So I have through the web one, here is the one through the web if I don't use the client. And you can, under app.slack.com client, here I have my ID who's unique for me. So I copy this one, go back here and put this one as the sign in for the team. So this is going to take anyone to Brent's .cloud. So that one is configured. Let's do one default for auto update. Auto update is already enabled, but I put it as enabled here also, but as a default so people can change it. So two settings, and we should be able to see that in the registry of this machine. Right now, no, because we have, if I refresh here, there is no Slack because we haven't deployed it. But once deployed, we should see them there. So we go next. I don't use scope tags. Assignment. Well, I'm going to assign it to the same group as have got the app. So all my Windows devices will get it. And no filter or anything. Just, if you remember, 5 devices. I only have one online right now. So create this one. Excellent. Let's see if it shows up here. And now it's probably going to be a bit of a waiting game for this one to apply. We called it Slack for GBN settings. So it's going to take some time before that gets applied. So I'm going to pause the video and come back once this one have been applied, and hopefully when I refresh here for you, we're gonna see that there is a Slack. And when we start Slack, it should go directly to mine. So I'll just remind what's happened if I start Slack here. Well, it's gonna ask me where to sign in. It doesn't know, so it's saying it's like vanilla. Hey, who are you? But with our settings, it should already say, hey, sign in to Bruins.cloud. Okay, see you soon. Okay, it took a few minutes and it's still saying unknown, but I'm pretty sure it has applied. So if we go back to the registry, you see here Adobe, Google, Microsoft. If I refresh here, I'm pretty sure our ADMX have applied. Yes. Here is Slack. And remember, we had one default sign-in team, and this is unique for my value, for my workspace. And the default says auto update, which is already the default. So it would probably be better to put don't auto update, but I'm a big fan of auto update. So if I now start Slack, it should already know which workspace I want to log into. Yes, I have Bruins.cloud. So it took the settings. So in this video, we have done two things. We have created another package with MSIX, and that's the Slack one here. And we can see that it is of, well, I have one for Google, but if we look only Windows, it's a universal line of business app. And that one have deployed successfully. Install pending, this one still says, so it haven't really catched up. It always takes a bit of time. And we created also configuration. So if we go Windows, configuration, and same there, it probably haven't understood yet, Slack settings for GBN. And yeah, of course, it hasn't seen that it's been applied yet, but we know it has. Even if I generate a report, it's probably not going to know it. But with time, this one gonna catch up and know that. So that's what I wanted to go through in this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.